I'm Andy Vanderhoff from CrossFit Pella. Wanted to do a quick video today on something that I have gotten a lot of questions about, and a few people have requested for me to do a video on how to eat in social settings. So the environment here is a little bit different, so we'll see how this video goes today. So I have 6 key points to discuss about eating in social settings. So first of all, pace yourself. Go into it not hungry, well hydrated. Don't go into a social setting famished, because then you clearly know what's going to happen. Eat something healthy beforehand, make sure that you're well hydrated, and make sure that what you've had before has been something good that will satiate you, something with protein and fat. Second of all, go in with a plan. Are you not going to have any foods that you typically don't have, or are you going to try a couple foods? I read an article recently on the 1 bite rule, which if you're on Whole30 or something like that, I don't recommend it. But if you're generally like trying to eat better, you know, a more vague goal, if you want to try something that you normally wouldn't have, go ahead and have 1 bite. If you really like it, go ahead and have the whole thing. If it's really not worth it to you, then don't waste your calories on the rest of that. I thought that was kind of wise information. Third part is be careful how you reject foods. You never want to offend people by the way that you're choosing to eat. So be careful to not say things like I can't or I shouldn't. Instead, maybe say things like that's not my favorite, or just a simple no thank you. But also just, you know, be prepared to be firm as well with that. In addition to that, when you're sharing about your diet, because inevitably people are going to say, well, why don't you eat this, or why don't you eat that? And you might get some pressure about that. Make sure that you're sharing that in a respectful manner also. It's our body, we're responsible for what we do with it. However, at the same time, you don't want to come off as judgmental either. So I feel the best way, for me at least, has been to say, you know, I don't feel good when I eat that, or I don't feel good when I eat a lot of that. Things like that. People generally can't argue with you when you say that your body doesn't feel good when you eat a certain way or eat something. Fourth point, don't waste it on drinks. You know, I like to have a beer every once in a while. So if you're out to an event, plan for that 1 drink, but don't waste it on a bunch of cocktails and things like that. Next, be firm. I think I already said that, I'm not sure. But be firm in your reaction. You know, be prepared. If you're really not going to have that item or whatever it is that you're being offered, be firm, and then just don't waver on it and don't discuss it any further. Lastly, give yourself some grace. You know, if you slip up and you have a whole piece of cake and you intended not to have any, it's really not the end of the world. If you're you know, careful with your diet most of the time, you'll be just fine. I'm really a big fan of the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time you eat very carefully and, you know, eat to fuel yourself and eat nutritionally rich foods, and then the other 20% of the time, give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. Always keep in mind, tomorrow's a new day. You can always restart. So again, to kind of reiterate what I said about social eating, pace yourself, go in with a plan, be careful about how you reject foods. Say, you know, I prefer not to, or it's not my favorite, versus shouldn't or couldn't. Don't waste it on excessive alcohol. Be firm in your response, and then also just give yourself grace. Eating is supposed to be enjoyed. It's supposed to be something where we get together with people and enjoy it. So make sure that you're still having fun, even if you aren't eating the foods that everyone else is. So just in time for those weddings and the rest of graduations, and maybe finishing up some Memorial Day get-togethers. So thanks for watching.